We are here with Coach Cedrick Dorsey, the new athletic director and head football coach at Paul Pewitt High School. Coach Dorsey, it's good to be able to meet with you today. Tell me a little bit about your playing history.
High school, I participated in 3 sports, but football is what I was able to get a scholarship in and end up attending SMU and played 4 years there at running back. I actually got recruited as an athlete, so I started out playing defense, but it didn't last too long. They ended up moving me to the offensive side of the ball.
What is your best memory from your time at SMU?
Best memory, I would have to say it was during my redshirt freshman year playing Tulsa, and we were in overtime. And we were on defense first, and one of our guys picked the ball off. So now we're going to offense, and I'm on the sideline. And I had been in different times. I think I had somewhere around 60 or so yards because I finished the game with 90 yards. But I was on the sideline wondering, I wonder what it would feel like, to win a game. So coach had called another running back in, and then all of a sudden they stopped and said, no, Dorsey go in. Well, as I was getting ready to go in, the back that was coming off stopped me and said, whatever you do, don't fumble. So now I'm like, that just made it even worse for me. So we're on the 25-yard line. We had the ball as first down. And I remember we was running a power, inside power, and it's like the floodgates just opened up. The guy hit me, and then he slid off. And then it's just everything opened up, and I ran in and then scored a touchdown and then got dog piled. And I was panicking because I was on the bottom of the pile, and I'm pinching people, and they weren't moving, so I really started freaking out. But that was probably one of my best moments up there at SMU.
What about your coaching history? Tell us about your coaching history.
Coaching history. I'm going into my 14th season. I was in New Boston for 8 years, and I came to Pewitt for 1 year. And then I went back to New Boston for a year as a different opportunity for me and tried that out. But then I was able to come back to Pewitt here. Now I'm going into my 4th consecutive year, total of 5 years at Pewitt. I have really enjoyed it here. Coming to Pewitt kind of helped me out a little bit, kind of helped me build a name for myself because New Boston, that's where I went to high school and graduated from, and then went back there coaching. So people still, in a sense, it seemed like they saw me as that kid who went there and then went on and did, different things and then came back. So I wanted to kind of build a name for myself. This was a good opportunity for me coming to Pewitt to do that.
So even though you're the new head coach, this is not a new experience. As far as being here.
Correct. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know the kids,
right.
people.
It's a different role for me in a sense.
If you had to sum up your philosophy in a couple sentences, what would it be?
I'm going to retract this to a motto they're trying to push, and that's refuse to lose. So whatever it takes. And then breaking that down even more, so it's like win today. So what are you doing to make sure you're winning today? So don't look so far in advance, but make sure you're taking care of today, because if you've taken care of today, then you're setting yourself up for the future. So, hey, refuse to lose.
What is your offensive scheme going to be?
Well, Coach Cumrow, he's the offensive coordinator, and for what we do, it requires you to be physical. In the same sense as far as with defense, and I think that helps out as well, too, because Coach Mason requires you to be physical. So it all ties hand in hand, and I'm just going to say it like football is not for someone who is soft. So therefore, our style of football is requiring us to be physical.
So you're going to stay with the slot T on offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I can't say too much more on it, but yes, we are staying with the slot T.
Okay.
We stay with the slot T.
I understand. Defensively, what is it that Coach Mason, or what scheme will y'all be running defensively?
It's a couple of multiple fronts. And everybody knows Coach Mason. He's been DC at Dangerfield for quite some time, and he's been the AD over there at Danbury. But it's kind of, the kids are similar to it. Just going to have the terminology is going to be a little different, so that's going to be adjustment. But it's also like I was stated before, being physical and flying to the football. There's been times where we're able to do some drills and things here this summer, and one thing he emphasized on is getting to the football, flying to the football.
Now, I know at Dangerfield, Coach Mason, if I'm not mistaken, ran like a 3-3 or a 3-5 type defense. Will we see something similar to that, or?
Yes, it's one of those, and Coach Mason, he does what he does. He does a real good job at it, so it'll be, yes, sir, a lot similar.
New coaches. I've met most of them today. What are some of the assets that these guys bring to the table?
They build relationship with kids real well. I just seeing their interaction with the kids, it's been pretty awesome to sit there and look back and witness that, and kids are starting to gravitate to them. Coach Oots is kind of familiar to the community. He's from Pittsburgh, but he's been working with our Little League programs. So the age group which he'll be doing junior high football, so he'll be familiar with a lot of kids he's already working with. So kids are excited about that because they've actually had him as a coach. And this will be his first year in the more of like the public school system. Tom Miller is a first-year guy. He'll be junior high football, junior high basketball, and he'll be assistant with the baseball. And he's a first-year guy, and I know he's fired up about it. I can see how he's been interacting with the kids and kids gravitating to him. Coach Jordan O'Bannon, who will be the head baseball coach, he's also coaching football. He's been assistant at the high school, and he'll be assistant basketball. The thing about with him, I like he hit the ground running. As soon as he was here, you didn't have to really tell him anything. He just hit the ground running, ready to work, mixing it in with the kids as well. And Andre Dorsey, he'll be assisting us as well. Yes, we are related. His mom and my mom are sisters, and his dad and my dad are brothers. So we're double first cousins. People, get confused. Even to this day, they still call him my brother. So now I don't try to explain it no more. I'm like, yes, because pretty much it's the same blood. So you can say that is my brother. So he'll be assisting us. Coach Mason, who brings a lot of experience to it. And like I stated before, he's real helpful. He's real helpful. And he has the energy about him. He's running our weight room, and he have kids flying around. They bought into him from day one because, once again, he hit the ground running. He demanded their presence once when he very first came, and he started running some things in the weight room. And like I said, the kids, they just gravitated to him real quickly as well, too, because they liked his energy and vibe that he was giving off, and they're looking forward to that with him being the DC.
And he is not new to Pewitt.
Right.
He's a graduate from here. He coached here. Actually, he coached me when I was, I guess, maybe a junior, senior, whatever. So he's not new to Pewitt.
Oh, yeah. He coached during that state team in '98 as well. He's really not new to Pewitt.
Now switching to the girls' side. Go ahead and any of the new coaches on the girls' side.
Well, we actually have all new coaches on the girls' side. Volleyball coach is Coach Ingrid Pat Mason, which is Coach Michael Mason's wife. She'll be doing volleyball, and she'll be assisting track. We recently just hired 2 junior high coaches. Well, they'll be helping junior high and high school. We have Roxana Thefford. It's her first year of coaching. She'll be junior high volleyball, basketball, and she will be assistant softball. I said this is her first year coaching. She actually coached a year of softball before, so she's familiar with that. She's from Mount Vernon. So, and with her, she brings energy. When talking with her and knowing she didn't have any experience yet, but she was eager and willing and wanting to learn, and she has shown that ever since she set foot on campus. So that's good, and I think the girls are gravitating to her. We have Amy Kelly. She's actually coached and had got out of it for a while. She's another one who is pretty energetic. She has a funny personality, and she's been up here once again, and I know I've stated this before, she's hit the ground running. We just hired a girls basketball coach, Eddie Jones. He's a former coach once and had been out of it for a while and was wanting to get back in it. And me asking around, and everyone that I talked to about him has stated the same thing, how he's really fair, he's knowledgeable in the sports, and he's a real team player. And my encounters when we talk with him, I've realized, he's real soft-spoken, easy laid-back guy, but I can tell he's real knowledgeable in the game of basketball as well as other sports. And in volleyball, Coach Mason's sister will be assisting in volleyball, helping some with that as well on the girls' side.
All right, so now going to more of the upcoming football season and the team itself. You have a team that's seen a lot of success, knows how to win. Who are going to be your offensive and defensive keys for success? Like, who do you see stepping up? They're going to be your leaders that you're going to really put a lot of weight on their shoulders.
Well, in recent times, how big our line has been, and we've graduated quite a bit of those guys. So I know it's going to be some guys stepping in, playing really big roles this year on the line. But I would say skill position is going to be one where there's going to be quite a bit of depth. We have a lot of experience there, so it's some of those guys I'm going to be leaning on and stressing how important it is for some of them to step up and be leaders in a positive way. The line that we have, they've gotten some reps, but we also have some that's played on JV last year that are coming up expecting to play a big role on varsity. But I'm excited about it because you ought to see those guys in the weight room. Even when we're running, they have a positive mindset and they're encouraging. And you actually have some of those linemen who be at the front of the line, so and that's even with skills. So I'm excited about that and the opportunity that they will have.
And you go from a line that had 5 just big old monsters to, I imagine, a smaller line this coming year. What advantage does that give you, if any?
Sometimes that tends to get you where it's a little smaller, you tend to be a little quicker.
In the backfield, who do you in the slot T offense? We know that fullback position gets the grunt of the carries. Mm-hmm. Who do you see filling that spot?
The thing about that this year is I know DeAndre Hill has been the guy who's been on varsity, I won't say since his freshman year, but he's played behind some good backs. Right. His sophomore year, he played behind some good backs. His junior, he started stepping into a role where he was kind of the guy, and this year is more so like he's really, going to have to carry a load. But the good thing about that is we have some other guys who have stepped up, so it's going to be one of those competition type things because we're doing some different things with Eric Morris, who is a great athlete who is playing multiple positions, and also how we've gotten to, and Coach Conroe stressed, where those backs back there needing to know all spots. So in any certain situation, it's not going to be like a tendency thing where, you see DeAndre Hill at tailback, we know he's getting it. Right. That's not necessarily going to be the case. So that's a good thing. I think this year what we have is some of those guys, which we started last year, have been learning multiple spots and can play multiple spots.
I think that's one of the positives coming into the year is you've got a backfield that's experienced.
Oh yeah, and we have some of those sophomores that's there, like Amari Johnson, who saw a lot of time defense, but as well as offense, and Tavion Brown, who can play multiple spots from halfback, and literally he's been in at all spots and all. So that's one of those things. Trying to figure out who to get in. It's a good problem to have, but those guys knowing all those multiple different spots.
What do you see as the biggest challenge facing the team to begin the season?
I'll say we're having some spots we're going to have to fill. So it's some kids who, like I said, were like JV last year, who are actually now in a position where could be even in the starting role on varsity.
I asked this question because a lot of people have asked me about it. How do you approach a situation where you're the third head coach in 3 years and the fourth in 5 years? And how do you sell that to the kids?
One thing is I'm actually in the boat with them. Like I said, I've been here, and I know it's been I left a year, but I came back, so this is my 4th consecutive, 5th total. I'm also in the same boat with those kids with having, a different guy in charge in a sense. But one thing I think I've helped myself out with is building a relationship with those kids while I've been previously on staff. I know I left, and I'm telling you, when I left and went back to New Boston and we played Pewitt, I see some of the kids, traitor, or whatever, and and I know they're jokingly, but it kind of got to me a little bit. But deep down, me knowing I really did enjoy it there, and I knew the reason why I had left before opportunity-wise. But and I don't regret my decision. But then getting the chance to come back and selling, hey guys, I came back and I'm wanting to be here because I've been staying here, and I feel I've been one of the guys that they can trust just by different conversations we've had this summer with some of them, and the selling point to them is, hey guys, I'm here with you. I've been here. I came back and I've stayed several years showing you that I want to be here. But the most important part is building that relationship with those kids.
Right. In my opinion, coaching is like you can't get a kid to do anything unless you have a relationship with them.
Correct. Yes, sir.
And the fact that you've been here for 5 years, that's the consistency I think helps out a lot there. What coaches that you worked for or played for have had the greatest impact on you, and why?
One in particular, I'll say, is Michael Hill, who is still in New Boston, who I actually had the privilege of playing for / working with. And the thing that helped me with him is, well, I mean, it's a lot of different things, but it'd be times where we're in basketball and he would grab me and he'd pull out the whiteboard and say, hey, I want to show you this. Not that I was asking, but he was showing me different things, teaching me. Because sometimes you assume like younger coaches come in and not everybody just up for teaching them, because it's like they need to learn, just they need to pick it up and come on. But he took the time out to reach out to me, teach me. I had a college coach, position coach, Clarence James. We were like running back by committee, meaning we had several running backs and we split time. But one thing he always stressed to us was football, it's all good, but make sure that you leave here with a diploma. So he said that's the key thing. That's what will make him the proudest. We leave here with our diploma, regardless of whatever else going on. I don't want to make any people mad, but all my coaches that I've had throughout the course of my career, whether it be in high school or college, has played a part in some form or fashion by just pushing me. Like with having Coach Bickham, we respected Coach Bickham a lot. He's going to make sure you work hard. One thing I really liked about Coach Bickham was I'd say Coach Bickham never showed favoritism. He's going to have expectations, high expectations for everyone. If you're out there playing, you're going to have a role, and he expected you to play your role. It'd be times where, and this is just a scrimmage, I'll drop a screen pass. I look up, Coach Bickham over the top of me yelling. But looking back at it, guess what? That helped me out to this day. He could have easily just like, oh, it's all right, you get it next time, which no, it wasn't all right that I dropped the pass. It's been times where when I suffer from an injury to turf toe, I come out limping. Coach Bickham, he kind of wore me out a little bit. Why are you limping? And so I didn't understand it at the time, but as I got older, I understood it because I'm like, you know what? That's a mindset.
Last question. Your motto for this year is refuse to lose. What does that mean to you, and what does that mean to the program?
Refuse to lose. What it means is meaning win today. Whatever it takes, just refuse to lose. Hey, whether you have to run a couple extra sprints after practice on your own or hey, coach, I need a couple more reps. Coach, we're not ready in practice yet. Just refuse to lose at all costs. You got win today. Win today.